we're going to do a review of some inexpensive cartridge trimming tools. Now, we might be asking, why do I need to trim my cartridge? Well, anytime you fire a cartridge, you know, the pressure expels the sides out, so it grasps the sides of the chamber. And also it tends to want to stretch it a little bit. Now, ammunition such as a necked round that rests in the chamber on the neck, or like 9mm, which it actually rests on the edge of the case in the chamber, you sort of need to pay attention to your length to make sure you're not getting nutty. Rifle, any kind of a necked round, really stretches the most, and that's because as the gas expands inside the cartridge, it's like a balloon. It hits that neck and pushes, so it wants to push the neck and the tip of the cartridge farther out than they need to be. So that's why you resize them. You know, you put them in your die and you resize the thing, and then you go back and you trim them. Well, there's a few inexpensive ways to do it, and I'll talk about the more expensive ways after I do this. But one that a lot of people do is the Lee system. You know, because Lee's inexpensive. You know, I don't want to say cheap because people think I'm eating cheap, but it's not. They're just inexpensive. And what you do is you get the Lee cartridge trimmer and the Lee cartridge holder. Now what this is a shell holder and a stud. Looks like this. I'll show you. This comes out of a different kit. I'll show you in a minute. And what you do is the shell slides up on here. This part right here goes into the primer hole. So this slides down, and then if you're using the Lee system, you put the cutter over and it trims it. And these are like $6 for this, $6 for this. So 12, 15 bucks with shipping, you can be trimming. Now, I've got these, but I knew from looking at them this would take forever. So I thought when I bought what I thought was the next step up, which is the Lyman system, the Lyman E-Zee Trim. And now this one has the shell holder that it snaps into. Okay, this is where the cartridge would snap into, and then it has a cutter sort of like the Lee's, but different. This is the handheld one, and just like the Lee, you take the cutter, you slide it in, and when you do that, it trims the case to length. Okay, just like the Lee. Now when you get done, then you have to take this. It's a chamfering tool, so it's got an inside blade and an outside blade, and you chamfer the outside, turn around, stick the pointy in, chamfer the inside, and then you're done. And you check with your cartridge, your case checking, you check that. So I got that, and now it has an additional thing that you can put you can chuck it into a drill. I'm having a problem here. You can chuck it into an electric drill or a battery powered drill, and then that way that way this part right here is in the drill. So you'd put your cartridge in, and they say snap it in, but you still have to put it in and then tighten the base down. So you'd snap it into the cartridge and you go woo, and that trims it. You like that drill sound? That woo. But here's the bad thing: is I grabbed the carbide cutter. That's what fell. No matter if you use the Lee or the Lyman E-Zee Trim, you still got to take this tool here, do the outside, do the inside. So you have four separate checks, because you still got to go and check, make sure your round fits in there. So I was using that, and I found out, no, that's a little aggravating too. Now, I'm going to tell you what I went to, but first let me tell you about the expensive ones. You know I'm a Dillon guy. Yes, people call me a Dillon whore, even though right here's a Lee. But and Dillon makes a motorized. It basically looks like a plug-in Dremel that it actually fits in one of your dies on your press, and it uses a specialized cutout die, so that when you raise it up, and it's on and it's got a vacuum and everything hooked up, it's electric. So as the cartridge gets raised, it gets trimmed, and you go to the next station. And those are like 200 something bucks. That's the be all end all. And like, I think that the dies they use are like 60 bucks each. So that's not a cheap one, but it's good because it's just that quick, you know. But I didn't feel like spending that much money, and I have an RL 550, which is only a 4-hole, and you can use the trimmer as a standalone. But it's really designed for like a 650, a 1050, something that's got an extra spot in the press. Of course, not a 650, because 650 usually has the powder check, and that's the 5th one for it. So I was looking and looking, and here comes Lee to the rescue. This is called the Lee Deluxe Quick Trim Case Trimmer, as value trimmer, whatever. Now what this is like a manual version of that Dylan. You have a shell holder. It's got a cool little funnel or tray that you snap onto it to catch all the brass trimmings. I'm telling you, Lee's pretty smart. So you take your round, you put it in, slide it up, you turn, and this thing screws in. You can hear it cutting. Use about 5 turns is good. And when you get it out, not only does it trim the length, it's chamfered on the outside and chamfered on the inside, so you're done. All you do is check it. Yep, falls in. You're done. So, and this one was not expensive. I think the knobby knob part, this part, was like $20, $22. I mean, it's not much. And then the die, you have to buy a specialized die for each caliber, but the die was like 15 bucks. So like 40 bucks with shipping, I think. You can look on Amazon, but they're cheaper other places, but I think I paid 40 bucks. So the good thing is you can set it up for 308, 223, AK, whatever. They've got different dies. So all you do is change the die out and do this. Much better than using these manual handheld, you know, I'm telling you. I did more in an hour using this system than I did in like 4 hours sitting in front of the TV trimming with the other one. And like I said, it's like 40 bucks. It's the same as the electric one that Dylan sells. It's the same, I mean, in how it functions in a die and everything, but a lot less expensive. A lot less expensive. So, and it's worked real good. I sat here and I've probably done, well, a couple hundred rounds. They're all nice and trimmed, chamfered. They're all check in the check die. See? So that's my quick 2 cents worth, or my review of the Lee Quick Trim and the Lyman E-Zee Trim and the Lee whatever, the basic trim. But anyway, I'll put some videos up, you know, of me using this thing so you get an idea. You know, with this, I'm hitting the knob because I can lower this or whatever, or just park it there when I put the knob up. But this works really good. So I, you know, if you guys are looking for a cartridge trimmed length and deburring tool, you ought to look at this setup. It works really good and it's not expensive. All right, this is Jay. Keep on reloading.